Ladies and gentlemen, about to make his entrance into the arena, the first of tonight's challenges for the championship. From Cordoba, Argentina, Santiago Allione. And now, people of Barry, here comes the second of tonight's challenges, the hometown boy, the undefeated young man from Barry, Scott Quigg.
Stand tall.
Is it my life or my legacy? Do I fight for my life or my legacy? I stand amongst giants, walk tall with legends, technical or total, but you can pick your preference. Devil on my side, angel on my shoulder, and with the hitman in my corner, your reign is over. End of story. For you, I'm on the road to glory, the road to greatness, rubbing shoulders with the A-list, naming bright lights, top of the bill, fight night, soon be out of sight, right? Sorry, that's my past life. When I was a shooting star, now I'm the sun shining brightly. You best protect yourself, or damage to your health is likely. And watch what you say, cause it's a new day. Or the local boy will bury you. Check my wordplay. I put the work in. Yeah, I paid my dues. An inspiration to these kids, cause I never lose. And I didn't choose nothing. This shit was meant for me. But do I fight for my life or my legacy? Is it my life or my legacy? I feel like someone should be telling me. Do I fight for my life or my legacy? Is it my life or my legacy? I feel like someone should be telling me. Do I fight for my life or my legacy? They all look down on me, till I look down at him. Soon as they heard that right hook, mate, all I had was friends. I'm in too deep to turn back, so I absorb it all. I've got to give everything left, but I'm no southpaw. The passion inside is eternal, I want it to stay. But when that wall looks too high, will I just walk away? Will it be the end of my days, end of my reign, end of my pain, end of the game I was so perfect to play? I left your ego bruised, you have the manly blues. A solid transformation, they calling me centrifuge. I promise not to change, I'll always be around. So when I go the whole 12, I want you screaming out. My life's a journey, I won't miss my flight. So no tears as I say thanks for coming out tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hatton Promotions, sponsored by metrosalvage.co.uk and Viamax. Live and exclusive on hattonboxing.tv and secondsoutTV.com. Do proudly present 12 3-minute rounds of boxing for the vacant WBA International Super Bantamweight title. The officials have been appointed by the World Boxing Association and the British Boxing Board of Control. WBA representative and the British Boxing Board of Control steward in charge at ringside is Mr. Dave Roden. Timekeeper at the bell is Mr. Colin Roberts from Halifax. Matchmaker Richard Pogson. The 3 scoring judges at ringside for this championship contest are John Coyle from Wolverhampton, Dave Paris from Woodlesford, and Paul Thomas from Derby. Finally, when the action commences, the star referee in charge of the action is Mr. Terry O'Connor from Birmingham. Introducing to you firstly, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the white colour shorts trimmed with blue. At the weigh-in yesterday, he scaled 8 stone, 9 pounds, 10 ounces. His excellent record reads 23 contests, 16 wins, 6 of those wins coming by way of knockout, 6 defeats and 1 draw. Presenting from Cordoba, Argentina, Santiago Allione. And opposing him, boxing out of the red corner, wearing his now familiar black coloured shorts trimmed with gold. At the weigh-in yesterday, he scaled on the championship limit, 8 stone, 10 pounds. His perfect record reads 19 contests, 19 wins. 13 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Presenting from Bury, the undefeated Scott. Mr. O'Connor with his final instructions, 12 3-minute rounds.
Protects yourself at all times. When I say break on straight away. Shake hands, best of luck to both.
Seconds out, round 1.
His apprenticeship has been served. 19 fights, 19 wins so far. Scott Quigg, the hometown hero from Bury, is now on the title trail, and it starts with the vacant WBA Intercontinental Super Bantamweight title. His opponent tonight, all the way from Argentina, Santiago Allione. And in case he didn't know it before he stepped into the ring, he has a fight on his hands tonight, the Argentinian, because Scott Quigg steps into this ring with an unblemished record and a fantastic backing behind him tonight. Bury is a ghost town because everyone who lives here seems to be packed inside this arena tonight.
They certainly are, Phil. The atmosphere, the game was electric. And obviously Bury now expects Scott Quigg to deliver.
Well, he certainly was king of the castle here at the Castle Leisure Centre last time out. It took him less than 2 minutes to demolish the Russian Andrei Kostin. I don't think anybody's expecting it to be quite such an easy ride for him tonight. Allione from Villa Dolores, Cordoba in central Argentina. And as everyone all around the world knows, any South American who steps into the ring usually means business.
They certainly do feel they're a tough breed. And this man won't be no exception. Interestingly, Scott's come out this first round and hasn't got carried away with the crowd, trying to work his jab, showing a bit of head movement.
Well, I mentioned that rapid knockout last time he fought in Bury, of course the first time he'd ever fought in his hometown. Since then he's had a fight against Gavin Reid, a British Super Bantamweight title eliminator, and that was a good contest for Scott Quigg because it went 9 rounds, and that's the furthest he's ever been. So bear in mind the possibility tonight he could go 12. That was good experience for him. A few rounds under his belt, and ideal preparation for the challenge which faces him this evening.
Without a doubt, and I think you need to do them rounds when you're a young pro. I know he's got a good record, 90-0. It'd be good to see him get a few rounds tonight.
Allione's made a compact, confident start.
He's not fazed at all by the crowd, is he? But again, it's been a competent start from Scott. Nice jab. The occasional right hand.
It'll be really interesting to see how this one unfolds. Quigg's face, a picture of concentration, a little tap of the gloves, mark of mutual respect between the two pugilists. And something of a fact-finding mission on both sides, I think, that opening round. Just seeing what the other had to offer. Quigg, who came into the ring, incidentally, to a special song which had been written and performed for him by Manchester rapper's Filthy Skint, so he's just beginning to get a taste of the big time and what could possibly lie ahead, but he's got to be very, very careful not to get ahead of himself here tonight, Scott Quigg. He's got a very determined, redoubtable opponent in front of him, and it's very much a case of one step at a time for the Bury man.
I'm sure he won't feel, you know, he's a really nicely level-headed young man outside the ring. You know, no flashpoints about him. It's nice he's getting a bit of reward for all the hard work he puts in gymnasium and out on the roads.
A word about his opponent, like I say, from the central region of Argentina, the region of Cordoba, which of course is home to Argentina's second city after Buenos Aires. He's 26 years old, Allione. This is 24th fight, 16 wins, 6 inside the distance. Only fought once outside Argentina before, and that was a defeat he suffered to Jorge Solis in Mexico. It's the first time he's crossed the Atlantic, though.
No, there's no disgrace in that defeat, Phil. Sanchez is a good top-class fighter. You can see Allione's well schooled, nice and calm, plenty of head movement. I noticed he's slipping Scott's jab this second round.
Body shot from Quigg getting through.
I like to see Scott change the angles, go a different direction. Just going to his left all the time.
Well, early moments of the contest, but already I think you can see this is a step up in class for Scott Quigg, but that's exactly what you have to do if you want to make it all the way, and believe me, he wants to go all the way, Scott Quigg.
He's certainly the faster out of the two boxers. Good left hook to the body. Allione's got to be careful. Quick comebacks with his own left hook.
You can sense the crowd are just willing Quigg to finish it in his usual quick style, but like I say, no guarantees of that tonight.
I tell you, Santiago Allione fancies this job.
Well, it would certainly be a feather in his cap, Allione, if he could be the first to put a dent in Quigg's unblemished record.
He's got that left hook to the body off to a treat.
Bit of joy there for Allione, and Quigg just having to retreat for a moment.
This is good for Scott. This will test him, this is what he needs. Good boxing skills on the back foot. Showing a nice variety.
Good round there, certainly at the end for Allione. And Scott Quigg knows he's in a real contest now.
Notice Allione at the end of the round punched the air, obviously delighted with himself. There's that left hook. They're both through. You can see him crouching, coming off the height. Looks nice and calm in the corner, Allione. That's that little attack he had.
Yeah, Quigg was having to duck and dive a bit. He was under pressure, and that hasn't happened to him too often so far in his professional career.
Corners.
I'm sure Brian Hughes will give him the right instructions.
Round 3.
Allione's come out with a real spring in his step after finishing that second round on the offensive.
Every time he slips down, he always throws. He favours that left hook to the body. That's better from Scott. Scott's got to punch fast and quick and get out of there.
Quigg just maintaining a little bit more distance between the two of them. Both men a picture of concentration. Good shot from Quigg with the right hand sneaking through.
Good body shot there from Quigg.
Counter-attack to the body from Allione as well. Crowd are just roaring their approval for any kind of a scoring shot laid on his opponent by their man. Their man, of course, being Quigg. Can't imagine there's too much support for Allione. Not here, at least, this evening. It might well be at home in Argentina. Those watching on the internet.
Both trying a good variety of shots. And that's always throws.
Quigg's landed. And suddenly the Argentinian crumbles to the floor. And out of nothing, it's all over. He's not going to recover from this. Scott Quigg's arms aloft. It's win number 20. It's his first title, and surely the first of many. It was a bolt from the blue in the end. Allione looked like he was coping so well, and suddenly Scott Quigg has finished it all in typical Scott Quigg style.
There's that right uppercut. They both through, and Scott landed first.
Well, this is how the end came. Like I say, out of nothing, really. One punch. Didn't even seem to be the cleanest of shots, but it was good enough for Scott Quigg. And it was the end of the road for Santiago Allione. That's 8 wins in a row by knockout for Scott Quigg. And where next for the man from Bury? He's looking for a British title, a European title shot. And obviously on the horizon, perhaps still a fair bit in the distance, he wants a world title shot eventually. Like I say, one step at a time for Scott Quigg, but whenever he does step forward, he looks so good. Just for a moment this evening, I thought Allione was going to trouble him, but not for long. Normal service quickly resumed, and Scott Quigg makes light work of his first non-European opponent.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 2 minutes and 3 seconds of round number 3, star referee Mr. Terry O'Connor has reached the count of 10. Your winner by way of knockout and the new WBA International Super Bantamweight champion, here from his hometown of Bury, Scott Quigg. Ladies and gentlemen, your appreciation, please, for a young man who came a long way to give a great title shot whilst it lasted, from Cordoba, Argentina, Santiago Allione.
Well, Allione hadn't had the best preparation for this fight. It took him 3 goes to make the weight limit. No such problems for Scott Quigg, who came in at 8 stone 9 pounds, just inside the limit, like everything else he does. It was done to a T, and he's followed that up with the perfect performance in a way. Slightly slow start, perhaps.
Ladies and
into
gentlemen,
his
the
stride,
WBA representative
for the
and the
Argentinian.
British Boxing Board of Control stood in charge, Mr.
Top
Dave
class
Roden.
performance again. He's got a real
To the winner,
insane round.
here from his hometown of Bury, Scott Quigg.
Yeah, Mike Jackson, the conditioning, training was absolutely superb. You know, He's got a good friend in around him called Chubbs, who takes a lot of the pressure off him with all the ticket sales and running around for him. You know, he's got Barry Skipper, who sponsored him since he was an amateur, so he's got a good network of people around this kid. And obviously under the hat and banner now, pushing him forward in his hometown. With the support of all the locals, I think the sky's the limit for this kid, Phil.
Well, I was going to ask you, that sort of preempts my next question, is where next? I mean, British title fight, Jason Booth the champion at the moment. Where could Scott Quigg go next?
I'd like to see him in with Jason Booth, a British title fight. You know, they're going to need a bigger arena because he's outselling this place, and it would be a great fight for him, and it's perfect timing. Get him in there now.
Well, maybe he can answer the question, what next, because he's at ringside. The new WBA Intercontinental Super Bantamweight champion, Scott Quigg, with our very own Nigel Turner.
Yes, we're here, Mickey's with me, but more importantly, Scott Quigg is. Scott, spectacular as usual from you.
Yeah, you know, hopefully I put in a good performance in that, and I enjoyed it in there.
But in the first 2 rounds, he was looking a tough customer. He caught you a couple of times, didn't he?
Yeah, he caught me a couple of times in that, but you know, it was somewhat new. He was feinting a lot of different style, and you know, it took me a couple of rounds, you know, to just think, all right, yeah, because I knew he was going to be like that. But when I got in there, I forgot, and then once I figured him out, you know, Brian said, has he hit you with anything? I went, no. He went, put the pressure on, and I did.
Well, Mickey's here. Mickey, I'm sure you were impressed.
Listen, I'm always impressed with this young man. I must ask you, hit you with a couple of good body shots. Did you feel them at all?
No, I honestly can say I knew he'd hit me with them, but I really didn't feel them at all. I just knew to took me out. The most when he was looking for the body shots, he was dropping his right hand when he was throwing it. So I was just more about thinking, coming back with the left hook, you know, to catch him, and you know, I started catching him.
We talked the other week about, you know, there's a British title fight. It's got to happen now, hasn't it? You've got Jason Booth in your sights.
Yeah, I mean, off that performance, hopefully it'll, you know, come off. But it's, you know, if they can make it, then I'd love to fight Jason. You know, it'd be a very tough fight, but I think I'm, you know, capable of sharing the ring with him and winning.
Well, I'm sure the guys will show us the finish in just a moment. Here we go. If you look at the monitor over here, talk us through it, Scott.
I was just letting him come at me, you know, and it was only a glancing shot, but what I like to draw him on, he was like, I was putting the pressure on, but I was making him throw and seeing the gaps, and I was letting him come on, and then, like I say, when he thinks he's hitting me, and when you get caught, when you think you're about to hit someone, that has more of an effect. So that's why I was putting the pressure on, making him throw, and then countering. You know, and doing that as well, it makes sure I weren't getting caught with daft shots trying to throw when he was throwing. So, I mean, I learned a lot in that 3 rounds. I really did. Honestly, I really learned a lot in there, because I made a few mistakes that a few of you might not have spotted, but I weren't happy with. You know, so.
Well, the belt's quite a decent one, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a nice looking belt and that, but you know, hopefully it's the first one of many. But I keep my feet on the ground and I keep training hard. And I just want to say thanks to everyone who's come and supporting me again. Thank you.
Well, Scott, you've been live on the internet all around the world, so I'm sure now a lot more people know the name Scott Quigg.
Yeah, hopefully, and thank you for watching, who tuned in and watched. Thank you.
Scott Quigg, thank you very much indeed. Very popular young man round these parts.
He was showing you different things. That's what was good. I wanted to get 4 or 5 more rounds, really, but it's good. Good.
Thank you, Mick. Thank you.
There we are. So Mickey Cantwell and Scott Quigg. I'm sure Scott's going to get a rapturous reception as he heads back to the dressing room, and I'm sure the cameras will follow him. In fact, he's looking for the best route out at the moment. So Scott Quigg, ladies and gentlemen, once again, raise the roof for your local hero.